So who am I speaking with?
Hi, I'm Elliott Pesut from Alaska Airlines.
Elliot, you gave a great presentation. One of the things that really impressed a lot of people was that you had reduced response time from 2 weeks to 6 hours. And this was, correct me if I'm wrong, all due to process, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So we've been investing a lot of time and energy into eliminating kind of waste in our internal process, how we get a campaign to market, how we get a message out to customers, what channels we use. And by targeting that waste and focusing on improving our process over time, we've been able to reduce our time to market from 2 weeks back in 2008 to now we can get something to market within 6 hours. So working very fast, working very efficient, and it helps because we've established what the ground rules are, what the goals are, what the template looks like, and ultimately what success looks like. So it makes it easy for us to get things out in a much faster fashion. And it also helps that we've kind of lined up the right decision makers. All of the decision makers are in the same room.
All right, then let's just step through it. Something happens and you need to respond to it. What's the process that happens? Walk me through the steps.
So, well, in this case, if it was a customer issue on social media, we would reach out to them often faster than the 6 hours. I mean, it's purely like 10 minutes tops, maybe sometimes. Depending if it's on the weekend, it might be a little bit slower. But when we try to just reach out and establish, what's going on, what are the facts, what state is this customer in? Are they distressed? Are they just asking a basic question? And what do they need from us? And so,
But let's skip to something that's a little bit bigger, like maybe some social media disaster situation, which would require a fast response. Correct?
yes.
And you've had those before.
Yes. So basically, it's getting people in a room, identifying what the problem is, what the message is, kind of what are the messaging goals, and then what channels we're going to use. And so we have that kind of in a form and in a template, like checklist. And so we can clearly outline what the message, it gets handed out to the teams that are responsible for the different channels, and then they just start their messaging. And it's a great way for us to kind of keep everything coordinated, keep it on message, but do it fast. And then as the messaging changes, as we have updates to maybe an operational issue or an updates to a situation, that new messaging gets distributed to our folks. We have established mail list and text messages saying, hey, this we're using new messaging, and we know what draft and version we're working off of, and then we can kind of just keep sharing that as it's unfolding.
You were mentioning an Excel spreadsheet that I guess calls out to different talent. Now I know you don't think it's the best, solution right now, and you're looking for a better solution, but it does provide some value. So explain to me what this Excel spreadsheet. I guess this spreadsheet has templates, but it also calls out like who can help in a certain situation.
Yeah, so we call it it's like a campaign form, and every campaign has really the same required information. What's the name, who's the owner, and what the timelines are. When is this going to be live in market with customers? And then underneath that, we have what are the goals. So we go through and say, we discuss the campaign with all of our communication stakeholders, and we say, how can we help? How can you help me get this message out? And then we go through on that same Excel spreadsheet, we have a list of every channel that we can activate, whether it's on our own website, on our social media channels, whether it's corporate communications, internal communications, and we just put check boxes, and we schedule placements, and we schedule time, and we know what the message is, and it just helps it keep everything in one place, and it's something that everybody understands. So it really helps cut down on the email traffic, saying, what's the latest, or where is this going, when is this going, what's the goal. It's all there in one place. Everybody knows how to use it.
All right, so boil it all down to me. You've given a lot of information about what you guys are doing. If I'm an organization that does not have a process in place, I'm currently in the 2 week response time. What would you suggest we do to get us down to 6 hours?
I think that if you can take all of your pain points that you have as an organization for what's keeping you and holding you back from, getting a quick response, and putting those out there on the table, just have people in the room that would be impacted by that, put it on stickies. What don't you like? What's not going well? And then you take those and kind of plot them on plot the stickies on an ease impact chart. So, on the left quadrant, you have kind of low impact, and then on the upper quadrants, you have high effort. So, or maybe I didn't say that right, but you put it on kind of an ease impact, saying, okay, what's easy can we fix today that would have a high amount of impact on helping us improve the process? And you kind of we'll find that the other things at the bottom that would be a little bit more of an investment in time, but they may have a high impact, you can revisit those later. But just by establishing, like, what don't you like about the process and how can we fix that, and finding quick ways to do that and kind of making iterative improvements, that's kind of how you get the ball rolling.